Archery Podcast. I'm your host, Big John Chandler, and this is where we talk about, well, anything and everything to do with archery in the state of Georgia and Georgia archers wherever they may shoot. And I know you're not watching. If you're listening, you can see if you're watching. I have a lovely guest, but if you're not watching, I have a lovely guest tonight, and it is Alisha Beck. She is of Girls with Bows. She also helps with Artemis ladies and helps Randy with the ASA Federation on the state side doing Shooter of the Year, keeping up with calculations and stuff. How are you doing tonight, Alisha?
I am doing good. Thank you. That was a great introduction.
I hope I hit everything. It's Girls with Bows was an invention out of your head to get more people started, and now you're in multiple states.
Yes,
that's crazy. So how was your weekend?
My weekend was good. It was kind of low key. I actually have a paying job that I do. We had an annual corporate meeting in Atlanta that was all day Saturday, so that was kind of a bummer. But other than that, it was low key.
And you just laid around on Sunday? You didn't go nowhere?
I did. Well, I have a slight confession. I didn't feel the greatest on Sunday, so I ditched Ken and LJ. I was supposed to go to RBO, but I bailed. So.
Yeah, I mean, I pulled up beside him and I said, "Hey, how are y'all doing?" And then I noticed you wasn't there, but I didn't ask why or anything. I said, "Well, maybe she figured out she had something to do or something going on." But
I was on the couch. I was a couch potato.
It happens. But like we was talking about, that's one of shoots this weekend. This weekend was very busy for me. Saturday, like we'll talk about in a minute, S3DA had their state championship, and I was there. And Sunday, I went over to RBO and shot my 3D bow. So I had a pretty busy weekend in the archery world. But who all shot this past weekend? I'll let you know. Rocky Creek Archery had their shoot this weekend and ended up with 34 shooters on Saturday. The North Georgia Traditional Archery Club up in Gainesville had 62 shooters on Saturday.
Wow.
So the Gainesville Archery Club had a very cold ASA qualifier on the hill, and they had 34 qualifiers shoot and 59 shoot for fun. So that was a bigger turnout too. That's 60, 70, 80 and something people.
That's a tough course, especially with the wind that they had this weekend.
Oh yeah. So, and then the S3DA had their state indoor championships hosted by Refuge up at the Banks County High School. And they had 129 kids show up and shoot that event. So
that's amazing.
Some great shooting going on, an all day event. And, we left there about, I guess I left out of there about 6:30. I was there at 7:30 in the morning. So it was a long day, but, as you know, there were a bunch of pictures. We took a lot of pictures there. We're working on editing them all and getting them up and out. I'm just going to have to, we had some Ace Apaches come home with some awards, a couple of first place and seconds and thirds. So that was awesome. So
the girls showed up and showed out.
That was for sure.
I did see that.
Yes. Three. So I had six shooters and 3 girls that podium. So Gabby finished first in her class. Mary finished first in her class. Avery finished third in that same class with Mary. And then Brody finished third in his class. So that was pretty good, had a good time. I just got to, brag on them, but everybody else did an awesome job too. I mean, all the kids from all over the state was there that weekend. And if you know anything about what was going on last weekend, we tried to host an event and snow came and we had to cancel it, and it, put a mess with everything that was going on. And, but a lot of the kids were like that. They were banking on the qualifier. So they allowed them to go ahead and shoot state championships even if they didn't make that one, because we had to cancel it because of weather. It wasn't their fault. They were registered,
Right.
But, but that's what that's what happened on Saturday. Of course, RBO shot both days, and they shot Saturday and Sunday. And on Sunday, after it was all said and done, they ended up with 93 shooters.
RBO,
So I shot that.
and they always.
They just draw a crowd. Scott wasn't even there. Scott's at the show in Pennsylvania. So, but he has a great crew that sets up the stuff and gets it all done. And man, I enjoyed it. It was a beautiful day. Shot pretty good. I felt like I was, I just wasn't holding good, but I scored pretty well. I scored up. I hit 6 or 7 12s,
Nice.
I had 1.5, a 45-yard, what is the smallest one? I just lost it.
The javelina?
No, the other one, the badger, honey badger, whatever that. Yeah, whatever that thing is. It was at 45 yards, 50 from the black stake, and I 5'd it. So just outside, because it ain't got much room. If you miss a little bit, you done that 8 ring ain't very much bigger than the 10 ring on that.
I was hoping they were going to get rid of that one, honestly.
I understand. So, as we talked here, you have done some things with Girls with Bows for the state of Georgia. That's a little different than in prior. Trying to build more ladies to shoot, for sure. But you've done several things that. Let's talk about them. What's going on new with Girls with Bows?
Holy crap, what is not going on with Girls with Bows? Girls with Bows, I find myself often kind of sitting back going, holy cow, like this, it's just growing. The amount of women in every class of ASA in Georgia has grown, that's what we initially set out to do. But I'll tell you, Girls with Bows really blew up when I discovered Artemis Georgia, which is an organization that is for women in conservation that's funded by the Georgia Wildlife Federation. We actually partnered together, and I do lots of different events with them, and it's more focused on hunting. But what I've noticed lately is the girls that I have met through Artemis are hunting, and they want to get more into that. But now they've got compound bows and hunting season is over. So they're like,
what we're going to do now?
What do we do now? And I'm like, well, I've got something for you. There's ASA. You can shoot 3D archery, which is how I started shooting. Actually, I started out shooting ASAs to practice during the off season. And that's what a lot of the girls are doing now. And it's just growing. It's growing.
So essentially, you're like, hey, also, I can put on a couple of shoots. So Girls with Bows is actually going to put on 3 shoots this year.
We are. And the reason why is last year, the archery, I think it was the 3rd weekend in September, we hosted the very first in the state of Georgia, all archery women only hunt. And we had 37 applicants for that. This was it's a lease that's owned by Georgia Wildlife Federation. So we could only house about 7 females for this, and we had 30 something sign up. So it was archery only, all women, and this was primitive camping, and we put on 2 of those. Both times we had multiple people sign up, and it's still at the end of the year, they didn't get to go because we just didn't have enough space to accommodate. So the most exciting part for this year coming up is Girls with Bows is acquiring a hunting lease. And this is going to work alongside with Artemis, Georgia Wildlife Federation, and it's going to give us the opportunity to be able to take more ladies out hunting archery.
So the 2 reasons for this shoot, the 3 shoots that are putting on, is the money raised will actually help pay for the lease and give those girls something to do as far as, besides just shoot a bow. And so that's awesome. That's great. So 3 shoots a year. Let's see. The first one is the 28th, right? The end of this month.
Yep. Then, February 28th. All of it's going towards, we've got to pay for the lease. Those things aren't free.
For sure.
We've got to get some ladder stands, safety harnesses, and, all the things that go along with it. So
That's true. And then you'll do 4-4. So, and then you'll do 5-9. So you'll have three different ones. Shoots from 9 to 3, just ASA style, base off, tournaments and, ASA targets. So you're looking at McKenzie targets, the same ones. I think you're going to use TMG's targets and set them out so that it won't be just the same range that's set normally out at Clavell.
Right.
And so that's great. And you're going to have, of course, entry fee of $20. I'm looking at it. I'm trying to read it as I go. And then you'll place payouts accordingly. And then you can shoot for fun and have a great time and do that, and then that's awesome. I think that's great. That's a step in a direction that you haven't done before, to have to host a shoot. And then I guess with the lease, freaking, maybe you can only take 7 at a time, but you can take 7 this week and 7 next week and 7. Maybe you can get all of the girls out through more shoot dates versus where you were. The one piece of property only allowed 7 at that time, and that was the only time they allowed you to go. So maybe you can get a few more different times lined up for the girls to shoot. So that's awesome.
That's the plan. We'd like to do at least 4 events, 3 or 4 events.
Yep.
So yeah, that's the plan.
That's awesome. And also to help set that off, you got a giveaway and you're raffling off tickets.
Yes, I am. Huge shout out to Elite Archery for that. Ever since Girls with Bows was a vision of mine, they have literally backed it the entire way. This is not the first bow giveaway. I think this is probably the third.
No, I was going to say I know of 2, so this would be the third for sure. Yep.
Yeah. They're super supportive. They love to see women competing. Anybody really competing. They just love competition archery. So they're doing a Elite Allure giveaway, which is. It's a hunting bow. It is kind of geared towards more women, but we don't want the guys to feel turned away by that. Several guys shoot allures also.
It's not a bad shooting bow, no matter. I mean, I think they honestly marketed it wrong. I don't think the bow should be just marketed to girls. I think that bow is a phenomenal Georgia in a tree stand hunting saddle short bow.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the best part about this one is too, you're not going to see this bow at the shoot for giveaway because custom. You're going to be able to pick your lid.
If you want it in this color, if you want it in that color, you get to order this bow as is once you've draw the drawing. And so when is the drawing going to happen? On the 9th, the last shoot of the.
Correct.
I got you.
Yep. Right. May 9th. We're going to do giveaways at all the shoots, but this big one will be at 5-9.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you'll have to give other giveaways. I know you're working on trying to do something, make these a bigger events than just, hey, show up and shoot and leave.
We've got 3 big giveaways, and I need to update the flyer. Another big giveaway is Victory donated a Timber Ninja saddle.
Sweet.
Yeah, so we've got that, and then we've got some TAC LRP arrows also.
Okay. Well, those type of things are cool. And also these tickets. So if someone pays for one of these tickets, let's say that I PayPal you a ticket, do you just put their name in it and pull one out, or how are you doing that? Because I know some people's like, hey, I'm not going to make it to the event, but they don't mind, sending you a PayPal or whatever you use. Venmo. I don't know what you're using. Cash App.
Cash App is my favorite because you don't have to pay all those stupid hidden fees. I did post the Cash App link on the Facebook post. So you do not have to be present to win this. I am going to do a separate giveaway for the bow, separate drawing, because that's probably going to be the most that people want the most, So there'll be 3 different jars. You'll put in for arrows or like random giveaways. You'll put in for the Timber Ninja saddle and the bow itself.
Okay.
It'll be available at all 3 shoots.
Yeah. But they could, like somebody who can't make it here or whatever, they can contact Girls with Bows and maybe, Cash App you for a chance to win.
Yes.
Okay. And if we can get that, I may end up talking to you later. We might get it stuck on the Georgia Archery page. So somebody says, hey, they want to, this giveaway, click this button and you can, chance to win.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, that'd be good.
All right. Well, that covered those two things. Let me ask you a question. Shooter of the year. We've had a couple of qualifiers. and more coming fast as possible. It's a whole lot easier because you ain't got to worry about no bonus points this year.
I know. That was something that, Randy does such a great job. And he really listened to everybody's concerns and wants and, all the different inputs that came from multiple different directions. He listened to all that and did away with the bonus points. It's easier for me putting in that spreadsheet.
For sure. Makes the spreadsheet a whole lot easier to do. I will say that I did read the when they released the Shooter of the Year. I read it on one of the podcasts so that people could hear it.
Nice.
And told them that they could find it. Where to find it and that type of thing. But for Shooter of the Year, how many qualifiers do you have to shoot to be qualified for Shooter of the Year as an adult? Because the kids are less than the adult.
Yeah, it's 4.
So 4 shoots, and there's a bunch of them. So if you can't make 4, I don't know why. Even me that can't make any Saturday shoots should be able to qualify for Shooter of the Year because there's enough on Sunday for me to get to. So
yes, for sure. I think this year, I hope it'll go better this year. I think it will. I have high hopes. We have a great team. It should be good.
Yep. So so let's see this the next things that you might want to make sure of is if you're going to shoot the GAA State Indoor /JOAD Saturday and Sunday down there in Statesboro, that you need to go over and register at the Sport 80 because the registration will close very soon, probably by the end of this week. So go ahead and get that. Or if you're wanting to do some indoor at GAA, go ahead and register for that event. So that that event just happens to be another event where I know where me, you, Ken, and half of the world that does 3D will be. Foley, Alabama, ASA kicks off that same week. So that's 2 weeks away. So it's like, I better get some practice in between now and then.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's so many people changing classes because of this August shoot.
Well, this August shoot is something else for sure. I did see where Scott, said, well, he had a change of heart. So inside out scoring is, we're going to go back to basic scoring. So
I'm happy about that because I'm not going to lie. That had me a little bit nervous.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I have 2 feelings about it. We've done it for the same way for so long that most folks know what's what. But on the other side of it, there won't be no arguing if it did touch the line, pull the line, close to the line, if it was an inside.
You ain't got to worry about that whole pie scenario.
Yeah. So the pie scenario was out if you was inside the hole. So I don't, so I was like, maybe they're going to run this and then it'll show up in the real world, on the ASA side, and boy, that the world would go crazy probably. But because we've done things the same way for so long. The pie, the scoring, the pulling the line, I'm not going to lube my arrows because it sucks up the foam to make me touch the arrow when I'm close. I mean, there's a whole lot of things that people do just for that reason. So it's crazy, but it is what it is, and I am thrilled to say that I am going to Foley. So,
oh, nice. Good. I'm excited. Are you going to the Thursday night party thing?
That's the plan. To be there. It depends on. We're working out. I'm riding with Mike Bean, and I'm hoping that we leave early enough to go down, shoot the team shoot, then go over there and hang out with that for a little while, and then, now everything's done on Saturday night, and we get to go home every time. Everybody, not just 1 or 2. So there's no more, they'll be packing up and leaving on Sunday. So there's some people who fussing, and it's all, if you make a change on anything, people are going to fuss. But I mean, for the longest time, that's why I shot Friday and Saturday anyway, so I can get back home and do my thing. So
yeah, majority of people do. I think I shot one time on a Sunday in like the past 2 years, and it was in Coleman because of the bad weather.
Yep.
And there was literally 2 people on the range. That was it. We had to have the range official come score with us.
Yeah. So, and the other thing about that is it does give them, if there's something where they have to cancel a day or pull you off the range because of it, it got a buffer there that says, hey, we could shoot on Sunday. Not saying they will or want, but it does give them that option if they needed to.
Yeah, and you got to think too, those guys put so much into these events. Like they're there the week before, like before we all even get there.
For sure.
It's nice for them to be able to wrap up and get home to their families too.
That's what I was telling Randy. I was like, Scott's going to come home from the big show and wash some clothes and then haul butt so he can get that range set up. Because they start, Foley always starts in a little early because everybody's trying to get out of the snow areas, and a lot of folks show up on Tuesday. So they said the practice range will be open on Tuesday.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So usually it's Wednesday or Thursday before it opens, but so they're planning on bringing it out a little early. So it's just, and that's that much more work for them to make sure that that's done on Tuesday before we even thought about getting packed.
Yeah,
for Friday.
Yeah, those guys put a lot into that for us.
For sure. There is a whole lot just to make that 14 ranges to set, make sure the lanes are clear. I mean, there's a whole lot of work that goes on with ASA, and the boys do a great job of it for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, let's see here. Make sure I click the right thing. We are everywhere and anywhere that you can, find us. We are on every social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Snappy Chats. All of these videos are on YouTube, and you can hear this at most of any of your favorite podcast, wherever you listen to podcast. Be sure to go out and like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you see something that you want us to talk about, you can always send an email at info@georgiaarchery.com. All of this information and more is also on the webpage. There's a lot of folks use the calendar to find who's shooting when. And it's on the webpage, www.georgiaarchery.com. So that sort of gives what we do, how we do, and what we are about there. So what else you got to tell anybody? You got something cool? I'm going to give you 5 random questions at the end of this. So if people need to stick around and listen to those answers for sure.
You never know what you're going to get from me.
That's a fact. Oh, me. But so I think Foley's good. I'm planning on shooting 2 or 3, the first 2 or 3 of the pro-ams. That's my plan.
Ken and I we go to all of them. However, we did decide this year we're not doing London. And I'm okay with that. Yep.
You're okay with not climbing the mountain?
Totally okay with that.
So I understand that. And it just depends how you're doing or what you're doing. And have you decided what class you're going to shoot?
I have.
You're not going to tell anybody yet? I
will. I'm registered with ASA now. So actually, I really, truly wanted to do Open 45. I really did.
I know. We talked about it all off season, hunting season.
I have not had time to practice, and I didn't feel confident going into it. And me personally, I know myself, if I shoot terrible and I get way down into the gutter, it's just a bad confidence boost for me, I guess. Mm-hmm. I get down to the dumps. So I'm going with my friends to the women's pins 40 class. We're going to have a reunite.
so that was what I was going to say, is that you had mentioned earlier that, a lot of people have changed classes, preparing themselves for this shoot that's happening in August. ASA is putting on the ASA Archery Festival in August, something to the 21st, I think is what it is. I don't have
think
that
so.
date exactly. But multi-day shoot, lots of fun, a lot of places to shoot, and 11 different ranges, I think is what he said, that are just fun ranges.
Yep.
A trad range, a youth range, every night, some kind of music concert. And there's 2 little competition tournaments, not too little. I would say that there's a women and a men's that get to compete. $40,000 for the women.
That's insane.
First place.
Listen, I'm telling you, me and Gretchen Pruitt, we talk almost daily about this. We're on it. We're going to give it a good run.
I hear you. Well, I mean, and you're not the only one. $40,000 makes people move. I mean, there's no doubt. When I was talking to Jonathan and them from Gainesville, that's what we talked about on the podcast. Is that's a lot of money. All of that information, because everybody's asked me. I've actually, shared some of the stuff, and everybody has sent messages back. I need more information about this shoot. So that you know about this shoot, March 1st, the webpage will launch to be able to register with all the rules on what this shoot is and what all is offered, and how to register for that event. So keep an eye out. I will share the link as soon as it comes out, but March 1st is what I've been told, so that with it, we get done with the ASA Foley, get that out of the way, and then they'll launch this event. So that's what I, it was said on their Friday. They do every Friday, a little tidbit more information about this event. So what do you think about this event?
I think it's a great move by ASA. I think that they needed to do something to kind of spruce things up a little bit. And TAC is the big thing, and that's what everybody's doing. And I think that this is a great move. I'm excited to see what they put together.
For sure. I mean, they have the resources, yeah. and they also said that in the last video that it will be ASA scoring, right? As far as the 12 ring on the lower 12s, no uppers whatsoever. But they did say it may not be all of the targets may not be the ASA targets that we use at the regular ASA.
I think that they're going to throw in some some Reinhardt, like some big, giraffes and stuff.
But it won't be Reinhardt. But they built this new Alaskan moose. It's Big Shot / Delta McKenzie now is all owns it, and they just built this brand new moose. It's humongous. I saw it at the ATA show.
One that Scott and Josh talked about on the last update.
Exactly. Right? So that would be a nice 80-yard across a shot. It still has the same scoring rings. I mean, so it does. It has the same score, and 14s are in play. But here's the other thing that I think will be funny and not. They have a possum. I don't know if you've seen it. It has a curled tail that you can hang a possum with a 10 ring and a 12 ring on it.
Now, can you imagine me of all people trying to shoot that?
but it won't, that's the cool thing about it. We will probably get to see it, especially on some of the fun courses. You know what I'm saying? The 11 foreign cut. We will probably get to see targets that we don't get to see normally in the regular 20 ASA standard targets. Now, not saying that we won't get to see those too, but they get to put in some of the others because this is a fun tournament, and this is something that it doesn't matter. Scoring rings are still on all those targets, and if you ever go look, I mean, but if you combine the two companies, Big Shot and Delta McKenzie, and all the different targets that they offer, well, we could shoot some funny looking targets for sure.
Yeah.
And knowing Matt with the owner of the company there, he's got a book that's probably got 400 more new targets that he wants to make. So, you never know. We might see some targets that ain't never been, out there. But the scoring ring is the same size. It's the same circle. It's the same thing. And everybody has to shoot it. So that's what makes it so fun. So I'm excited. There's no doubt. I'm not sure I'm going, but I'm very excited. How about that?
I will tell you, if you're not at this event, then you're probably missing out. I think it's going to be big.
I'm not saying that I'm not. It's just it has to do with the time of year that it is in the shop.
Yeah, for y'all, that's rough. Yeah,
that's going to be rough to be able to get out of there. And we'd love to just lock the door and all of us go for that several days and then come back. But I don't think that's going to happen, because that's our busiest. That's bread and butter months, man. That July, August, September, those are the busy times for the shop. So I mean, it's going to be. We don't know, So.
Well, I'll cross my fingers for you.
Who knows? I have a bow, so that will fit in that description for sure. So, because my hunting bow is will fit that exact thing. So this coming weekend, who's shooting this weekend? Do you know who's shooting this weekend?
Big Creek. Big Creek.
Huh? Who's shooting this weekend?
I can pull it up.
No. So this weekend, the Gauntlet. If had been watching where we traveled and went to the TSOs, I did a video. Went to Alabama and shot at Archery Unlimited in Prattville, and went and shot that event. I did a video on it, and it was the TSO, and it was they call it the Chattahoochee circuit, but the big finale is called the Gauntlet in Kentucky, and that's happening this weekend. So we have several Georgians going up to that tournament and try to shoot for the belt buckle. They have a beautiful belt buckle for first place. So I think it's Montana Silver Company or whatever that makes the belt buckle. It's the same company that makes the old Texas belt buckle.
Oh, nice.
So you know how pretty they were. So,
yeah.
This is a beautiful belt buckle, and they're going to try to win it. They take the top 8 and they shoot against each other like a shoot up, like Lancaster on the shoot up. So it's pretty cool. And they take everybody from all of the different circuits. If you made the top 8, you get to go a chance to shoot down. So that's pretty slick. I'm not going this year, even though I was on the cut list, and then I didn't make the cut list, and then I turned around and got back on the cut list. I'm not going to go this year because of just different things, and didn't work out. I got to figure out if I'm going to ASA the next weekend. I might, you got to figure out which ones you can do and can't do. Sometimes money doesn't grow on trees. Unless I can just borrow some of yours. You got plenty, right?
No, I'm going to the beach.
Also, the GBAA State Indoor / NFAA Southeast Sectional is also happening this weekend down in Statesboro. So if you're shooting a blue and white face 5-spot state championship is happening in Statesboro this weekend. Also, Knock 'em Up Archery, my favorite named archery club. Knock 'em Up is shooting this weekend. So they're shooting on Saturday and Sunday. And then there's this little thing, Valentine's Day, Saturday. It ain't no big deal, right? So say me, right? Anyways,
holiday.
Huh?
Overrated holiday. But there's Valentine's Day. Sunday, Knock 'em Up Archery will be shooting again. Also, Bullseye Archery Range will have their shoot on Sunday. Now, I put this in just for people to understand that on Sunday, their shoots are shotgun start at 1 p.m. So if you're shot Bullseye before, you know that. But if you don't, their shotgun start at 1 p.m. on Sunday. Also, North 40 Archery Club is on my list for Sunday. So, Stephen Sapp's got North 40 on the docket again. He took a year off and decided he'd try it again, I guess. So that's what I have for this coming up weekend. I don't think I missed anything. Do you know of anything? Nope. I think you hit it.
All right. Well, if you made it this far, it is time for me to ask my wonderful 5 questions. They're random questions. They're just out of the blue, so that I ask every guest, and some of those are very funny answers, and we'll figure out how it works. So, what's the best named playlist that you have saved?
Trick Daddy Radio
Trick Daddy Radio
on Pandora.
I hear you. So there you go. Best named playlist, Trick Daddy. I got you. All right. So, which celebrity would you trust to babysit your pets and or your plants while you're away?
Oh, that's a good one. I guess Donald Trump. We'll roll with that.
So you trust him to babysit your pets and your plants?
Absolutely.
Okay. I got you. Question number 3. What is an oddly specific red flag for you that no one else understands?
All right, say it one more time.
I figured it's just the way it reads. What is an oddly specific red flag for you specifically that really nobody else understands?
I drink Bud Light.
You drink Bud Light.
Not me. No, that's a red flag.
That's a red flag. If some guy says he drinks Bud Light, you're like, that's a red flag. Period. Yeah. Okay. Well, there's this girl that drank Bud Light for a long time. Anyway,
well, you never know what you're gonna get.
I'm never gonna go there. So that's question number 3. Question number 4. What's your favorite nickname that you've been given?
Alisha.
Alisha.
Only because my favorite people in the world gave me that nickname. So
that's cool. Alisha. That's your everybody. Look, now everybody's heard that. So you know what's going to happen.
You've already heard it. Yeah.
But it's going to happen more and more now. So
that's all right. I'm used to it.
If you could bottle up one feeling forever, a single emotion or a vibe, what could it be?
I think when Mason won 3rd place in Texas 2 years ago, when he was shooting archery, our kids, they're in and out of it. And that was a good year for us. I took him to Texas. It was his first airplane ride, and he actually won the tournament. So
that feeling, you just want to bottle it up and have it forever.
Yep. Okay. That was a good one.
One single emotion, vibe, whatever. You want to put it in a bottle and always remember it so you can open it up and get that same feeling again. That'd be awesome to have that excitement and that great thing. So
he was so excited, and it was so cool to see him that excited.
That's good. I mean, now he's trying to bust heads on the football field. So
Yep.
But oh me. So what do you think? How do you feel archery is going to go this year?
You never damn know. I'm excited to be able to shoot with my good friends again.
All right.
Yep. Tara Timmerman, Jennifer Brooks, Gretchen. We're all going to be in the same class again. So I'm excited for that.
Mm-hmm. And so you're going to women's 40, as you say it was?
Yeah. Pins. Yeah. Pins.
But didn't ASA change the pins rule so you can move your sight?
Yep, they did. So literally all I had to do was put short bars and take my magnification out of my sight. So
yep. That makes your bow hold still. Not really.
I noticed that.
But you know what? It doesn't, it's not, you don't get to see the movement. You're like, man, this bow is parking better than it ever had, because the magnification makes everything look more like it's moving, and which is, you're not moving any less. You just don't see it as bad.
Well, I have noticed that as I've been practicing, trying to get ready, I have noticed there's less movement, and I wondered why. So I guess there you go.
There you go. So, you talked about stabilizers. You had long stabilizers. What stabilizer setup combo are you running?
So the max you can have in the front, I believe, is 18, and 18 then in the back is 12, I think. So I just took my back bar and put it on the front, and I ordered an 8-inch bar for the back.
I got you. So you have an 8-inch bar with some weight on the back, and then your front bar was 12 on the front. You had 12 on the back, so now it's on the front.
Correct.
I got you. That's sweet. That's not, that's not a bad balance, and you just got to sort of get it feel. The rumor, the rule of thumb is twice half the length, twice the weight. So essentially, to make it feel the same, you have to put more weight on it than what you did originally. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, like I've been for the past 3 years shooting in the open 45 class.
Yep.
And man, that as these kids come up, that's all they do.
You're not
I
lying.
cannot compete with these 16, 17-year-old girls.
You want to know why I was so happy to turn 50 last year, so I could shoot with the old guys, and we could talk about how my shoulder hurts and how my got to put my glasses on to read the, whatever. And those guys are like standing there when I was in the K-45 regular class, standing there, and they go, "You see that? We're at a 47-yard javelina, that little black spot beside the lower 12." I'm like, "Where's the 10 ring?" Where's the 10 ring?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Tell everybody where they can find you on socials and on whatever, as in Girls with Bows, where to find you, that kind of stuff.
So Girls with Bows, our main platform is Facebook. We have an Instagram page, but to be honest with you, I'm terrible. I need to do better on the old gram. We do have a TikTok page that we're trying to build, but Facebook is your main source of information. And if you want to know about Artemis, Georgia Wildlife Federation is the homeland for that, but you can go into Google and just search Artemis Georgia if you're a female wanting to get outdoors hunting and all those good things. So we'd love to have you join.
Okay. Well, we'll definitely see you on the range sometime or another. I know, like you said, this weekend you're going out of town. You're going to look at a beach, right?
No, I'm not going this weekend. I wish. No, this weekend is chill. I don't know what we're doing this weekend. Not much of anything, probably.
You got to get that pins bow shooting. So go in the backyard and make sure at least it's on. So.
Oh, I'll do that. No, we'll be in Foley next week though.
Oh, for sure. The week after, we'll definitely. When are y'all leaving? Wednesday?
We're leaving Wednesday morning. Yep.
Wednesday morning. All right. Well, that's awesome. I appreciate you coming on, telling everybody about your giveaways and your shoots and your, the growth that you've had. I mean, last minute, Girls with Bows now has Tennessee.
Tennessee, right? And Indiana.
Indiana. I was going to say it was two other states that you've grown and got somebody that are doing the same thing you did in the state, trying to do it in their state too.
Indiana, Jeannie Stoliker is the ambassador for Indiana, and she's doing a great job. She does a lot of the indoor shoots, which is a big help, and she's actually putting on some seminars out there. So, yeah.
That's awesome. And then your girl in Tennessee has been doing her thing. Like
Renee. Yeah. Renee Brown. She's my Tennessee girl. She's a little machine. She is. Tennessee is such a big state. It's hard for her to kind of do a lot of Girls with Bows events.
Just so elongated,
Yeah.
So top to bottom is not as bad as the side to side. It's like
ridiculous. Next state's going to be Louisiana.
All right. Well, that's awesome.
See. Stay tuned for that.
Girls with Bows is growing very much so. Well, look, appreciate your time. Thank you very much for coming on. If you haven't, teach them how to shoot a bow. It will last them a lifetime. Until next time, I'm Big John. Come on, who are you?
Oh, Alisha. Girls with Bows.
That's right, Alisha with Girls with Bows, and we'll see you.